Góðan daginn and welcome to the Project Pal. My name is Gunnhildur, I'm an Icelander, live in Iceland, and this is my podcast vlog chat type thing where I talk mainly about knitting, crocheting, anything fiber related, anything that I'm working on, casting on, and that I managed to finish. All of that fun stuff. I derailed myself. Business as usual. I also talk quite a bit about the weather, because the weather is interesting and therefore you always have something to talk about because the weather is always changing and yeah. So yeah, back. Sure, I didn't show up last weekend. Nothing happened. And honestly speaking, I just didn't feel like it. And I kind of... See, I listened to you guys. I have listened to you. I started feeling bad about it. Started feeling like, I should feel bad about not filming. But then I remembered what a lot of you guys have told me. You have told me not to feel bad about it if I need to take a break. So I decided to listen to you, and if I'm not feeling up to it, then I am not filming because, well, it's not a lot of fun watching something that someone puts out when they're not ready to put it out. So I'm gonna be good and not do it. So that also means that I have a fair bit to talk about. So, should I start with the knitting or should I? Actually, let's start with the knitting because I haven't quite finished yet with the wonderful shawl. But I only have this much left. It's a tiny amount. So I really want to get this finished this week. Before getting back to knit nights. So knit nights for the past 3 weeks have been in a different place than usual because the owner of the coffee shop where we usually meet up, she took her vacation, much deserved, much needed. So thankfully there's a restaurant in town where we were welcome to come and pop in and have a bit of sit down because that happens to be a very nice quiet place as well. It's gonna be nice to get back to routine. So for the past 2 weeks I've been showing up. The week before last I actually had a visit to a potential house for me to hopefully buy at the same time as the knit night meeting was starting up, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Literally next door. Lovely house. I absolutely like walking into that house. I felt good. The problem is always the finances. So love the house. It's perfect. It's 2 stories. It's perfect for a single person. Very spacious for a single person. It has a garden. It literally has everything that I would want, and with the potential to like increase it if I so desire and get the money for it. The money is always an issue. So my youngest sister and her family, they were going to help me with this buying a house. But they had the opportunity to buy a new home for themselves over in Reykjavik. And thankfully, it seems to be working out. So they are going to be moving to a... Honestly, I think it's going to be nicer. So they've been living in the same apartment for 17, 18 years? Something like that. Like, they have been in the same place for a long time. So they have a daughter. She is 16 years old. She is getting... My little niece. She's like a year or 2 away from being legally an adult, and I'm like, I don't know how to handle it. But yeah, so they are moving, hopefully, as soon as they manage to sell their apartment So they will be moving to a, I think, a little bit bigger housing. It's a single story, single house with a garden that my sister is absolutely in love with. It's got basically everything that you would want in a housing. So unfortunately for me, that means that they really aren't able to help me out like the plan kind of was. But honestly, you have to put yourself first. Like that's just how it goes. So I'm fine. I really love the house that I went to check out. I absolutely adore it. I'm seriously thinking about putting a curse on it so that no one buys it until I'm ready. Like honestly, I love the house that much. But yeah, so that's just something that isn't gonna happen straight away, probably. So that's how it is. But I love that house. That's gorgeous. The apartment. Well, there was another house that me and my sister were thinking about this last summer. A two-story house, apartment, and apartment. So the idea was that I would buy one apartment, they would buy the other, and then rent it out on like something like Airbnb. Although personally I don't like Airbnb, I think it's sleazy. Yeah. But thankfully we didn't, because that comes back to last week. Last week, ladies and gentlemen, talking about the weather. I was going to talk about the show. I did. Actually, blue fits the theme, because last week the rains here in Neskarsdal, in this, just the area where I live, torrential, absolute torrential. So in the mountains around the fjord, there were a lot of like little streams, brooks and streams that form only when it rains, and the mountains were full of streams. The one thing that I was kind of surprised by was the fact that every single one of them was clear, meaning that there weren't any like sediments that came down with. Considering the rain, I was very, and I'm still kind of very confused by it, because it was a lot of rain. And the river, the bottom of the fjord, and the valleys and the dales, that one did run, so you spread out to meet the neighbors. She went golfing, so the golf course, it kind of went underwater. There is an airstrip that is mainly, 99.9% of the time, is used for medical flights. Like, you know, it's basically just airplanes transporting patients and doctors. That airstrip, never known that to happen, but a part of it went underwater. That has never happened. So the amount of rain that fell in 48 hours, I think was somewhere very close to 200 millimeters. Which, you know, when it comes to these type of measurements, I am an absolute novice. I am 38 years old and I still cannot figure out what that means. But that's a lot. That's a lot. The experts also said that this type of thing is something that only happens about roughly once a century. So 2023 has been a very interesting year when it comes to weather here in Neskarsdal. It's been very interesting, very yeah, rare natural phenomena. So yeah, it's been interesting. Yesterday was, well, Friday and yesterday Saturday were the only non-raining days for, like, okay, we got a few drops, but that doesn't count, for like 2 weeks. It's actually raining right now. It was fine this morning, and it's like, now it's raining, so I kind of just want to go take a nap. But yeah, it was really, really nice yesterday. We actually got a last minute invite, because that's just kind of how that family rolls. We got a last minute invite to my grand nephew's birthday party. I'm trying to remember how old the poor dear is. I think he's like 11 years old. I'm terrible. He's either 10 or 11. I think. I'm pretty certain. So yeah, we went to a certain birthday party. So I got to meet my grandnephew and my two grandnieces, and the youngest, little preemie. Yeah, it's a family who were the ones who got hit the worst by the avalanche in April. So they are doing fine. My nephew is still not sure if his back will ever recover, unfortunately, but they are doing the best, making the best out of it. And the little preemie baby, she's so big now, and they're taking really good care of her. So this is the first time in months that I've seen her, because again, they're taking really good care of her, following everything that the doctors and the nurses tell them to. So they've been very carefully reintroducing her to being around people. And she's gained so much weight, she's so big now. She's starting to crawl, and when she starts crawling, she looks like a little seal cup. She's so cute. Absolutely adorable. Wow, this is a pretty family. And yeah, that was fun. Really nice to get out. Oh, excuse me. It's rain. Yeah, but that was like the only day where we got a little bit of sun. No, I'm telling a lie. That was also a tiny bit of sun on Friday. Speaking of Friday, that was interesting. There should have been the inventory count on last Friday, but that one was rescheduled to upcoming Friday because so we get help with the inventory because, you know, like 6-7 women trying to do inventory of an entire store, would take a lot of time. So we get help from it's been either class kids or something to do with a sport. So it's always, you know, the kids who are doing some kind of you know, saving up money by doing odd jobs and challenges and that type of thing. They get the chance to go do something in order to gather up money for like a trip. There's one class that takes I'm explaining this so eloquently. So the class, because I realized that there isn't the same class system, school systems in, like, I'm gonna say America is in Iceland. In Iceland, you start school at the year when you turn 6, and so that would be grade 1. From a year you turn 6 to the next year. So when you are in grade 10, you are on the year that you turn 16. No, sorry, 15. No, wait. 6 turns. God damn it! I get myself easily confused, but it's grade 9. So we've got I got myself absolutely turned over. I have no idea what numbers I'm dealing with, but it's grade 9 nowadays that they, you know, do odd jobs to gather money. So they, at the end of that year, before they tackle the last year, they go on some fun school trips. So in order to be able to afford the trip, you know, they have to do something to get money. And that is something that we are able to do with the inventory count. We get this class to come, to come and help us with doing the inventory, and, you know, they are helping us, and we give them money. Fair exchange. There's also always the parents who come with and help, because that's just how things are done. Like, the parents help out. And yeah, so that's gonna be upcoming Friday. couldn't do it the past Friday because there was a sporting event in another fjord, and of course the kids are going to go do that because they need the social life. So doing the inventory is always such a long day. Like we start working at 8, and then we are working until, I mean, if it's a good counting day, then we turn at around 11 in the evening. Often we are, yeah, so we're before midnight. That's the goal, to be done before midnight. So it's a long day. But yeah, upcoming week is gonna be fun, with ending with that counting, because it's always fun when that's done. It's also Thursday night is gonna be back at the regular place. Although, I mean, there's pros and cons, obviously, because the restaurant where I've been for the past like 3 weeks, didn't attend the first time because I was so exhausted after work. I just could not. I just couldn't be around any more people. I think I had a very early night that time. Would not be surprised. But the food was really good. They have such a good chef there, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, because the first time that I attended, I gained weight, and it's a fact because I make sure to try and keep track of how my weight fluctuates throughout the day, which is really interesting. And so I measure myself in the morning, and I noticed the morning after that I had gained about 1 kilo. And I'm like, well, the food was good. So I don't really regret it. Though it's like taking me a long time to get it back off. Like, it's easier to gain weight than it is to get rid of it, but it's like, I do not regret it. The food was nice. But yeah, also, and this is maybe more pertinent to this channel, last Friday, I don't know, I think one of you guys maybe sent me some message, did something yarny hoodoo sending me messages or something, because so I've been trying my very, very best to avoid going onto yarn websites, because Lord knows I do not need any more yarn. I'm drowning in it. So I ordered more. And that's because I went onto Hobby's website because I had an inkling. And that's why I say that one of you guys must have been sending me something, because I suddenly got an inkling that I would need to go check out the Hobby website. And I'm like, I mean, there's the X button. I can always push the X if I find myself being too tempted. And guess what? The Advent calendars are up for sale. So I placed an order. Both for the knitters and the crocheters, because I had a lot of fun last year, although I haven't really done most of the things that came in last year. Or the year before that. But that's okay. That's definitely okay. I will hopefully find the time sometime. And if not, then just not. But this time, like, they are not in boxes. They're kind of like in these, like, I think like paperbacks or something, like, gift paperbacks. So I'm like, that's different. I like it. So yeah, I'm going to be doing my unofficial series again this year, counting down the Advent every Sunday before Christmas with the Hobby. And because I'm gonna do the double, because it's the knitters and the crocheters. So that's gonna be fun. But also they have like a little bit more on sale, so I ordered a little bit more, but only a little. They had really cute tote bags on sale, mind you. If it's not the Advent calendar, then I'm not buying it full price. So I got two cute little tote bags, but I also got like some of the Halloween yarn. Not that I needed, but I needed it because they had in like socks, and each skein was like 420 meters, and the colors were lovely, and I like them. So they're on, and they are on their way. They are. Listen, so I placed the order, and I'm like, you know what? It's Friday evening. I do not expect this to be like, they're usually quick, but I do not expect them to be like super quick, because straight away, like, they're always polite. Although for some reason the message this time, like, it started with English, then the bulk of it was in Danish, then they ended with English, and I'm like, it's a good thing that I can understand written Danish. But that's weird. That's never happened before. But in that message, they're like informing you, the customer, that there's a lot of things that are going on, so they apologize in advance if there's some delay in shipment. And I'm like, I'm cool. It's Friday night. I don't really need this until December, so I'm fine. Saturday morning, I get a shipping notification. What? Delay? My good lord, that was not a delay. That was like, did I get a speed up? But yeah, so the advent calendars are on the way. I'm like, it's September. But yeah. So, was there anything else? Back to the knitting. I really want to finish this before knit night. I really want to. Mainly because it would be really fun to just show up with this finished. Like, it looks so cool. But also, I'm wondering what next project to bring. And I think I'm gonna bite the bullet and bring the green sweater with me, because I haven't touched it since I put it down. Since I managed to mess up with the short rounds. Which, in my defense, first time that I do short rounds, so I didn't know that you actually have to connect the rounds from the get-go. But like, it would be nice, I think, first off to get it done, but also to have the more experienced ones like help me out and figure out how to fix it. I think that would be nice. So I'm not sure. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna bring this with me next night, because otherwise I am never gonna finish it. Like, I need the more support of the older knitters around me to get this done. Because I know what my problem is. My problem is that I'm being nervous. So yeah, I think I made up my mind. I'm gonna bring this with me next knit night, so the plan is to get this one done and finished and done. Because it's really simple, that one. I can do that while watching something, or, you know, basically doing anything else. So, you know what? I'm gonna put it in my bag straight away. If it fits. It barely fits. So I'm gonna need to find another bag to use. I definitely have another bag to use, but by the time that the sleeves get started, it won't fit in that bag. It will not fit in that bag. So yeah, I'm thinking that's the extent of what I want to be chatting about this weekend. Didn't chat anything last weekend because I just didn't feel like it. And I'm being a good girl and doing the thing that you guys told me, and I'm not feeling bad about it. Boom, Lulu. So yeah, Really, hopefully, I will manage to finish that show because it's gonna be so cute. It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be real nice to wear if the weather, like, I know I said I was gonna stop talking, but honestly, it's been like, it hasn't even been minus, but the mountains they dared to have like the first tiny sheen of early snow in the tops for the entirety of last week, and I'm not forgiving them. It's been a little bit chilly. It hasn't been cold, it's been chilly. Which, you know, with autumn, with the fall, it's understandable. I'm just not ready for it. Like, literally, if I remember correctly, like 1 week we literally have like plus, what was it, 19 degrees? The week after, 6? If that much, it's like, I'm sorry, who hit the thermostat? Who broke it? Fix it! Like, I was so ready for like a nice warm autumn, but no, I get snow and rain. Poor me. So yeah, I think that's definitely enough from me this week, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I will manage to get something done with the shawl and bring the sweater with me next night, because I definitely need the moral support to finish it. Because it's my mess and I really want to get to wearing it. So yeah, that is where I'm calling it quits this week. And again, hopefully you had fun listening to me ramble on. I think for the most part I'm trying to keep myself awake because the weather is tempting me to just get back into bed and take a nap. But when it comes to me and my naps, that is 3 hours or nothing. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you again next weekend, and until then, take care, and I hope my life is as good to you as it can possibly be, and hopefully better. Okay, till then, take care. Bless.